Sculpture 3, if I counted right. This is the Dr. Voit papier-mâché, papier-mâché workshop. I didn't understood what it meant then when we were doing it, but later it became essential. So you need newspaper. You have the different recipes. I got inspired by this, by a recipe that Christian did for the publication of Faye and Kate. He suggests 2-1. I didn't have baby oil. I would have had lemon juice. So that's one thing with heating up. And then there was one with potato flour I didn't have. So I just took the wallpaper thing, and that's how it looks then at the end of the day. I didn't mill it so very nicely down that it gets kind of like you don't see the newspaper anymore. But that's, I think, totally fine. It's a little bit wet for what I want to do today. I think, is this working? I think it must have been around Fasching, where you as a young boy were invited to trigger your surroundings, your environment, or your family, in this case, your family. So we made a lot of papier-mâché during my 2 years with Dr. Voit, who was actually a historian. He wrote his PhD on the Engeltal church cloister outside of Nuremberg in the Habsburger Schweiz. He was the director of the school, or the Grundschule, the basic school. And he had a clip-on tile. That was very impressive. Not that I ever wanted to have a tile done. I was, and I'm still afraid of shirts. So, but he was a gifted watercolorist and was very good in running what was then called Werken. It was a crafts class that you would have probably 2 hours, where you would build huge castles that were half the size of the classroom. I don't know how class worked. And that was then the thing. He made us poo and papier-mâché. Then it needed to dry. And next week, when it was dry enough, we painted it. And we didn't paint it in yellow or blue. No, we painted in brown, beige, all the kind of natural color poo comes from. And then afterwards, he actually told us to go home with it. I'm not sure whether he said put it in the bed, but put it somewhere where your parents find it and get just horrified whether you have a dog or not. That was the advice. And kind of 20 years later, getting my master of papier-mâché at the University of Hildesheim, I realized that imitating reality, imitating nature, is the core mission, a core parameter of an artistic practice. Boing!